up, everybody? It's your boy Beast here. It's time for you to ask me some shit. This is where you send me your questions, whatever it may be, and you know I answer them as honestly as I possibly can. Send me those questions via private message, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. My promise. You got my word on that. All right, now today's questions, they come from one person, and let me just read the question to you guys. It's recently on the bench press, I've been stuck at my personal record, which was 205 for one rep. I've been stuck here for a long time now and not sure how to progress forward. I have tried 5x5 splits and such, but can't seem to get my bench press up. My deadlifts, squats, military presses, and other lifts are going up, but not my bench. My goal is to have 225 going up like butter within the year, and I wanted to ask you, do you have any tips? And also, where do you grip the barbell before you bench? Alright, so I guess I'll start off with the grip. Alright, now for close grip bench press, I do shoulder width. Alright, and then for regular bench press, I grab where my pinkies are right here, so it'll be outside of shoulder width. This allows me to tuck my elbows in perfectly. It feels very comfortable for me benching this way. I've tried wider in the past. When I first started, I tried wider, but it puts a lot of pressure on my shoulder, and that's probably one of the reasons why I ended up fucking up my shoulder. Not just from going wide, but for not tucking my elbows in properly. I was one of those benchers who just bench like this with his fucking elbows flared out. You know, with time and practice, I learned that this is more optimal for me, and it just allows for perfect form. Of course, if I'm doing everything else right, like retracting my scapula, tucking my shoulders in, is just not a problem. And that's how I grip my barbell. So I hope you can apply that if you haven't been using that particular width of your grip. Now, as far as tips for getting your bench press up, there's several things you could do. One is reverse pyramids, and that is where you start off with a higher weight and just lower your weight down. You know, that's pretty self-explanatory. You just the opposite of what you're probably doing right now. Next up, I would have to say floor presses. Those are amazing because you're not using any leg drive whatsoever. So I would suggest you implement some floor presses into your routine. Alright, now I have a video that I made in the past, how to increase your bench press. I'll go ahead and I'll link it somewhere around here so you could click on it and check it out. Alright, now another thing you could do is do some bench pressing with some bands. That also helps a lot because at the top of the bench press, the bands are pushing you back down, so that just it adds more resistance to your bench press, and it just feels completely different. These are things that help me out dramatically. As you guys may already know, I was borderline obsessed with reaching that 405-pound bench press mark. I reached it in the past and then completely lost a lot of strength, but then I just went hard until I reached it again, and those are the things that helped me. Now there's one more thing, and then I think it's probably the most effective thing you could possibly do, but I couldn't do it because I work out by myself. But if you have a workout partner, if you have someone who could spot you, do some negatives. You want to put 225 up, you're already at 205. Just load up 225 on that barbell and just do some negatives. And man, I give it 3 to 4 weeks, you'll be able to bench press 225. 5 weeks, do negatives for 5 weeks, and I think you'll have that 225 no problem. And then your goal is to be putting up like butter within a year. That's more than enough time for you to just dominate that bench press. So I hope my advice helped you out. Guys, if you got any more questions, like I said in the beginning, send them to me via private message and I'll get to them as soon as possible. I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all hold it down.